Hey YouTubers, today we've got a Seat Alhambra circa 2014. It's a UK spec, and today we're going to be fitting the regulator for the electric window on the right hand side, which on this vehicle will be the driver's side. See how we get on. Hope you enjoy the video. So this is what we're looking at. First thing we're going to do is take this off. I taped this up last time it came in because the window had fallen right down. So we'll get this piece off here, I think. Maybe that comes off first or second. We'll find out. This trim has to come off. This little plastic under the door handle comes off. There's a screw there, and then there'll be a screw behind this door trim, not dash trim, and I believe there's a screw lurking at the bottom of the door trim there. That's the only other screw. So let's start getting this thing apart and see how we get on. So for this piece of trim here, we're going to need to use a little plastic trim tool and carefully work around it, run along it, trying to see and feel where the clips are. There's 2 clips so far. That's the 3rd clip there. And now I have to slide it back and out. We have one Torx bolt here. And that, I believe, is a T20. Next, we have this little bit of trim here. You can just pop out. Got it started. You can get a little trim tool behind it, and that pulls out there. And in here, see if we can get some light on the subject. In there is, I believe, a T30. Grab a T30 and see how we get on. So that is a T30. Got a magnet on that. T30. We now have this one at the bottom, which I believe is another T20. Yep, that's T20. Now these clips are odd. They're engaged when they're pushed in and free up when you pop them back. So we'll start with a trim tool. See what we can do. Try and find where they are. And get in between. Easier said than done. Let's see how we can get on with this trim tool. Got to find And they're located. Sorry, my big head probably went away here. But I will show you, once I've got them out, I'll show you how they work. Two. The third one. Last one up the top here. We should do about 3 now. Give it a little one out. And there we go. A little wiggle. Now we're out. I'll just reposition you so you can see what I'm doing next. This is the cable for the door handle. It's got a little clip here. Pull that back and it just pops out. And that is the trim off, barring this connector here for the electric window. So this is the multi-plug for the electric window. Just push it in there on that little tab, little blue tab. I'll do this with my fingers, should be able to. Then just gently lift up the lock there. That should just ease out. Show you how these little fasteners work. So if you have a look, that's in the unlock position. When the trim is on, that will be pushed in, that's in the lock position. So when you take the trim off, when you take off the door trim, you get in between. I'll hold the trim and do this, and you push and wiggle, and that's in the release position. This will cover here. Should just, lucky, get on the edge of it. Out. There we go. Notice I'm using plastic tools. What I'm going to do is pop out this keeper and this keeper here with a trim tool. Just allow a bit more access. And yes, this is a metal trim tool, but it's better for these. Right, there's one at the bottom. I'll say that's another one at the bottom. Needs to be some at the top somewhere. What we do is we compare it with the new one. The motor's going to have to be taken off. We need to remove the motor. And that looks like it's going to be the T20. Let's have a bash of that. Okay, so they're T20s. So we need to remove these 3 and maybe the multi-plug. Let's see what it's like when we get the motor off. That's the 3 bolts out. And that's the motor off. So as we can, do we need to take it out? Probably leave it hanging actually for now. If it needs to come out, it will. But here you can see the cable. So look at the new one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 studs, and then where the motor sits, 3 there, and they look like they clip in across there. Right, let's go and see if we can find the 4 nuts. So we have one here, as you can see, and if we follow up the guide, I would say here will be our next one. So let's have a little peek there. Get this off without ripping it. And there we have our prize this side. So let's try the same the other side. So under the speaker we have one, and the guide, I imagine, will go at an angle here. See if we can be lucky. Not that one. Let's have a look in this one. And there we go, number 2. So one there, follow it along, and there's your other top one. Let's get these undone. They look like 10s to me. Let's get them undone and then try and work out how to get this lifter out. Or regulator, whatever you prefer to call it. So they look like 10 mils. They are 10 mil. Get that one loose. It's loose. Get the bottom ones loose next. On the other side. I'll just whiz them out now. I'll keep the magnet handy. This one. That's 2. And the last one. You know what I'm going to do? Let's grommet in here. I'm just going to pop this grommet out. more room then. Don't forget the way it goes on. Next we're going to be to take that tape off it, drop the window down, so that then we can loosen off the clamps that hold the window on. So the tape's off. I'll just lower it. Hopefully it'll stay there for a minute so I can show you. So I've got this side down to here. I need to see how we find it on this side. So I think we'll undo this grommet here, give us a bit more room. And then we pull this grommet off, if we can, with our fingers. Do it from the back. Let's set you down a sec so I don't drop it. So here's the offending item. I think we just got it from the back there. And we can see the head of that bolt there. And those bolts are splined, which makes life a little easier, as we can get a baby socket on these and then loosen them so that we can separate that from the window. So the socket I've got is a 5/32. Probably is a female Torx for that, but I don't have one that small. I mean, it's tiny. The 5/32 splined socket should do if you're careful. There we go. So the window's free that side now. Now we have a go at this side. It's exactly the same this side. I know that it's not great for you guys because you can't really see where I'm at with it. And to be honest, neither can I. Let's just disconnect the multi-plug out of the speaker. Let's see if that gives us any more room. Does it not really help too much, has it? But take my word for it, it is in there. Right, undo that a tad, if you can. Remember, when you're undoing this, you're actually doing it up your side. You're working the other side of it. Right, that's fallen off. Left side's fallen off, so they both drop down. We'll take this window back up again. It's all very loose now. So that's the window taped up now. We can start unhooking this. Gonna have to put my arm through here. Interesting enough, that doesn't feel like it wants to come out. So I think what I'm going to do at this point is take the window glass out. we've got it all disconnected now, so I kind of figure we take the window glass out, it should get quite a bit more room if it's going to be kind to us and come out. And well, it goes without saying, just so careful you don't drop it. So that's the window glass out. That gives us a lot more room to play with. Now, should have enough room. That made life a lot easier. Right, I don't know if you remember, I showed you the little plastic clips where it holds onto the motor. Those three. We need to squeeze them in and push them through. Now my tool of choice for this is just right angled along those pliers. That's one. You'll be able to feel where the tabs are. Just give it a squeeze. Sometimes they're kind, and other times they're not. Last one down here. So that's those three. Now we carry on working through the aperture here. Give us a bit more room there. So that room there. Right, one piece. That's two pieces. Let's see if we can offer it up on the bench, see if it looks something similar. Remember, these two were at the bottom. That looks pretty similar to me. Let's go and see if we can get it back in the hole. Now it's not in pieces. A little tip, if yours isn't already well greased up, then give it a good grease up. Now what I'm going to do is concertina it up and try and slide them both in together, which almost worked. Get the angle. Some of this old stuff. I should have done before I put this in, really. Right, so we want to get the angle. Okay, start. Things where they live. I've got the bottom stud through on this one. Hopefully you can see that. Ooh. Yeah. So I'm just going to put the nut on, a couple of threads so it doesn't fall out, and then we'll see if we can get the top lined up. So the top has gone straight in now, and you need to be a little bit careful when you're doing the tops, because the bolts can, the nuts can fall out. So I mean, an old trick I'll show you in a minute. If you're worried about the nut or the bolt falling out of your socket, if it's in a hard to get to place, you can't start it with your fingers. A little bit of tissue, kitchen roll, put that in, put the nut or bolt in, and it takes a little bit for it to come out. Do it again. I mean, you can double it up if you want. So now we'll double it up, go again, and that's well in there. I reckon I should be okay without it, because these are angled up, so make sure it's on. Now for this one, I've got to locate the bottom hole. Which I believe should be over there. I'm not sure exactly. So have that one in there started. There. That one there. That one there. And that one, it's really hard to see, and there, they're all started now. I should have shown you, for the motor, there's a cable tie where it goes in, so I'm going to cut that off now. I didn't want to cut it off earlier, in case it all sprang apart. If we have this kind of where it lives. Get these clips up. So cut that off now. If we can. Now, put the motor somewhere where it's going to want to live. Right. Yeah, so you're going to plastic, so it's going to cut its own thread. I'll just get the 3 of them started. And it's a T25, I think I said 220 earlier, didn't I? It's actually a T25. Okay, let's start it. Finish them off by hand. So they're threaded into plastic, so you don't want to use an electric tool to do them. Just send by hand, you know when they're tight enough. What we're going to do next will be to plug in the window switch and then drop it down to about here so that then we can rest the window in it and bolt the window onto it. So I've just reconnected this sort of plug here, put the ignition on. Let's see where, okay, so we have, there's a little bolt head there, and there it is in there. So what we need to do is put the window glass back in, drop it onto these so it fits inside, then we tighten up the bolt. One on either side. So let's have a go at putting this glass in. Okay, we're in the guides. Yeah, just a little bit of jiggery pokery. So what I ended up doing was, as I was putting the glass down, I had my hand up inside the door to hold the pulley back, which is on this side. So the glass is in. Next thing we need to do, it's not very centred at the minute, one side's down further than the other. Let's get it centred and come back. Right, let's just have a little go with this so it goes down straight. So here you can see it's sitting in its keeper. This side you just have to do by feel. Just get my arm along the back. Another light, because that's giving up the ghost. Be able to see that, but I can see that that's where it belongs. You can see that's home. So now we'll nip up these keepers. Don't go mad with them because you'll end up breaking the glass. Just nip them. Put the ignition on, see if this window is going to go up and down like it should. You may have to program this window, or may not. Got one touch up, one touch up. On the socket, right at the top. So now we know it works, it functions up and down. Now's the time to nip up the 1, 2, 3, 4 nuts. So this grommet, little round grommet. Multi-plug for the speaker. I want the installation piece. Has its little grommet. Make sure that sits home. Home now. Then we have her little keeps. 1, 2, multi-plug. 1, 2. So getting this back together then. So we'll start with, as it's the longest, multi-plug. Yeah, so you just get it going, make sure it's straight, like me, start again. Don't force this because you'll end up with bent pins, so as I did, it wasn't working right, took it out, start again, and there you go. With don't want to bend the pins in the module. I've got the second multi plug here. And then the keep, hopefully you can see that. I did show you it earlier. The door handle. Lift the door panel up. So just make sure that's nicely seated all along there. And now before you pop it all into place, I want to try it again. Foot on the brake. Make sure we can adjust that mirror slightly. Yeah. So make sure it locks and unlocks. I know it's going to flap that panel about for a second. That should be locked. We'll unlock it. So now we know everything's working, it should be working. Then we can button up the trim. Yeah, so stop recording. But basically, you've got the T30 screw in there, the shorter one of the 20s in there, and the longer one in there. Next thing we've got to do is this little cover, so slide it down to the top. It just clicks in there. Then we have the trim cover. Now this is a bit different. You can see it's got two little hooks on it, and it's got two at the end. So with this one, you need to come in at an angle, make sure that these two hooks are hooked or latched, and then you slide it. This is said them done with one hand. Make sure these two are latched. Then you get the other L shapes in place. I'm going to have to put you down to do this, I think. They're in place. And it should, hopefully, slide in. No. All right, let's put you down. I've shown you the idea. So this in there, you've got a receptacle there, and a receptacle there. There for your actual keeps. But you can see there and there. So it goes in that way. Let's see if I can do it above here. There shouldn't be any way. Sometimes it goes straight in. Yeah, yippee. Other times, yeah, a second or two. There we go. All that's left now is a little bit of silicone down it. And now clean it. I'm sure you won't want to watch me cleaning a window. Hope you enjoyed that short video on changing the window regulator, stroke window lifter on a Seat Alhambra circa 2014. I hope you enjoyed watching that. If you did, please subscribe, like, hit the bell to be notified of any new videos as when they come out. And thanks for watching.